Okay, Kim. Hey, it's great. Thanks for taking the time to answer those questions today. What were your thoughts as you were going through and answering those questions?
Strange questions.
Okay, strange in what way?
I never really thought of it that much. It gets a challenge. Really thinking, well, what am I? I don't know, just challenges.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think a lot of people that I ask them to do that little profiling, they feel quite the same in that they're questions that they hadn't even thought of before. So the whole idea of doing that little exercise was just to get you to do some thinking. So I just want you to know that once you completed that, I mentioned to you that it generates a little report. And as you can see, there are some categories here that really determine whether or not people would be really good and really successful selling life insurance. And you know what's fascinating, Kim, that only about 3 or 4% of the world's population would even have an aptitude to be able to be successful selling life insurance. And the last thing I want to do as a representative of Manulife and building my team would be to ever put you at any risk by putting you in a position that you would be totally uncomfortable with and something that would just irritate you to no end. And worst of all, that you got started in it for a while and you went, oh, this is not for me, and you quit. So you can see on this little report, it's kind of like a scale from 1 to 10. 10 is you'd love to get out there and be a real sales guy, and generate sales and build a big business, and that would really turn you on, And then on the other side here, if you go down on that scale of 1 to 10 on the lower end, it said, oh gee, that's the last thing I'd like to do in my life. I'm actually really happy what I'm doing right now. And the last thing in the world would be, going out and having to sit down and meet strangers, and talk to them about their needs and so on. And so what it's showing you is that if we compare you to people that have done really well in the insurance business around the world, that based on the way you think and the way you live your life and so on, a career in sales might not be the most exciting thing the thing that you could get most excited about. Would you say that's an accurate reflection of yourself?
You know what? I got excited about many of the things. But as I started going through the questions, it really got me to start thinking about, wow, could I actually do this? So the end result is I'm not really that surprised. I thought this was kind of the result that was going to come out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you say that, based on what you said in the questionnaire, and what's being generated here. Can I use an analogy with you? I meet a lot of people, and they say when they're young, and they say, oh, I'd really like to be a doctor. A doctor, they have status in their community, they earn a lot of money, it's prestigious, right? But there's only a small percentage of people in the world that are willing to make the commitment to get their education, to do the training, to sacrifice all those years in order to become a surgeon or a doctor. And I get the sense, from you that while it may sound sexy and exciting to earn a lot of money and and run your own business and that, you're actually quite comfortable doing what you're doing today. So at this juncture, we have a couple of choices. You can see here the recommendation is that you might want to, if you're still interested in looking for a new job or something, you might look at something different than sales. But the second option you have, Kim, is that we could continue talking and we can learn more about this career, and you may actually find that your personality and this job, maybe there is a match there somewhere. And I have some exercises that we can go through, if you want to invest the time right now, over the next couple of weeks, that'll really help you to really determine if this is what you really want to do. So what would you like to do in this situation?
I think the result is pretty accurate, and don't think it would make sense.
Okay, so, okay, well, you know what? There's no problem with that. In fact, I've learned over the years and talking to many people that sometimes it's a timing thing, that maybe this just isn't the right time for you to be making a career change. But people's circumstances change, their environment changes and so on, and I was wondering whether or not it would be okay, if I kept your name on file, and maybe 6 months or a year from now, we get together and we have another discussion just to find out whether things have changed at your current job.
Yeah, be fine with that, Kevin.
Great. Okay, one last thing before you go, Kim. Can you tell me, we've got to know each other a little bit over the last couple of days and so on. What did you think of the process that Manulife and we use here in Vung Tau to when we're looking to hire people? What's that experience been like for you?
Actually, very different than what I expected, based on comments from people that I know. But I found it to be quite professional and respectful of the person me going through this.
Well, thanks, Kim. We here in Vung Tau, we do pride ourselves in helping people make the right decisions about their career. And it occurred to me that maybe this isn't the right time for you to be joining Manulife. But now that you've been through the process, I think there's probably 2 or 3 people that you could think of right off the top of your head who might have an interest in this career. And I'd like to talk to you about a couple of people that you know.